MMA fans, welcome back to Carlo Perusa MMA. Today, we have ourselves a special guest. We have an amateur, undefeated 2-0 mixed martial artist who's going back in the Conflict MMA cage Saturday night, Charleston, South Carolina. He is Mitchell Pollard. He's taking on Tyler Thackston. Mitchell, man, we're only a couple days away from the fight. I mean, you're going to be fighting in about 48 hours-ish, maybe 50-something hours here. It's coming up. It's soon. What is the mindset and thought process right now, knowing you're only a couple days from fighting?
Man, a clear mind, man, a strong mind, sharp mind, and get definitely little goosebumps, but I'm ready, man. Ready to put on the show.
So you haven't been off too long from fighting. You fought over in April, I believe, in Columbia, South Carolina. You pick up a big win, proved your record of 2-0. Is that giving you some motivation? Is that giving you some momentum riding into this upcoming contest?
Of course, yeah, give me some motivation, but try not to be too overconfident. You know, still staying humble. This is only the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, pretty much.
You know, you mentioned this is just the beginning for you. What made you want to get into this crazy world, this crazy life of combat sports?
It's crazy. Growing up, I always been playing like other sports like basketball and football, so I wasn't even thinking about fighting. But after I graduated high school, I always seen it on social media, and I was tired of going to work, going home, and not doing nothing. So I had a little spice in my life. So I started fighting, got hooked up with Coach Chris, and the rest is history, man.
You know, obviously you're representing Icebox. You train Coach Chris, Coach David over there in Guyton area. How did you first find them, man? And what have they meant to you from a fighting standpoint?
It was crazy. I had an old friend, and I heard that he knows somebody that has connected with the fight game. So he gave me Chris' number, and it was crazy too because I wouldn't do boxing first. I texted Chris I wouldn't do boxing, but I had kicked that first pad, man, and it felt good. It felt real good kicking that pad. So.
And now, right away from when you first started training in it, what did you take a liking to? Did a light bulb go off and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm meant for this?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely noticed my talent. The more fights I got in, man, the confidence started getting there, the rhythm started getting there, and, man, everything was going right in line.
So the first time I've ever saw you fight, first time I met you, it was last December in Charleston at a Conflict MMA event. It was your first amateur contest. You took on Colby Utt, and what a huge knockout early in the second round. Do you want to walk through me? What were you seeing there?
I was very technical that fight, and I noticed he was a little wild. So the first round kind of started off sticky. But listen to my coaches in my corner. They said he's coming in wild this time. So easy counter with that right hand, and there she goes down.
Was that kind of a surreal moment for you? I mean, did it take a moment to process, hey, I just knocked the guy out here?
Yes, definitely a crazy moment, especially being young in the game. Man, I'm like, what's going on? And it's weird too because when the switch flips and you're on top of him, man, he raised your hand up at the end, man. It's no better feeling than that, bro.
You feel like after that was kind of like a drug? You're like, I need more of this?
Yes, before the fight and after the fight, man.
So now there's going to be your third contest. You're so young. You're still so new into this. But what is the mindset like right now for your career? What do you want to accomplish with fighting? And how are you approaching it?
Well, first, I want to get that 185 title. So I'm very confident in getting that. I know I'm going to get that title. Then I want to drop down and get that 170 title, get 2 belts on the amateur, and put everybody on notice that I'm coming.
And now you mentioned obviously still fighting an amateur. Is fighting professional? Is that something maybe in the future, distant future? Is that something you may think of occasionally?
Pro definitely crosses my mind every day. So once I get that 185 title, I'm going to have enough fights in 185. Then to get that 170 title, I'm definitely going to have a lot of fights. Whenever my coaches feel comfortable with me, and when I feel comfortable, I feel like I'm ready. So after all that, I should be able to go pro, man.
You think you're on right now? Are you on the plan? Are you on the blueprints to be that all well-rounded fighter? I mean, we see your striking. Your striking is absolutely amazing. I've heard your wrestling, your ground game is good as well. Is that something you're trying to focus every single day? It's just try to get as well-rounded as possible?
Yes, that's one of the big reasons I go into practice every day. My coach is pushing me. Icebox pushing me, the team, they inspired me to do better, man. Can't ask for a better team, you know. So that definitely helps my mindset out, my confidence, and all that, man.
What is it like to be able to train with other guys who might be fighting at the amateur level as well, guys who have dreams similar to yours? What is it like to be able to push them together?
Oh, I like it, man. Being with a great group of guys that has the same work ethic as you know, pushes you, gets onto you if you need to work harder. You know, it very is. It feels good being in the icebox like that, a family like that, man.
So a lot of people want to be mixed martial artists. They watch the UFC, they see Conor McGregor, they see John Jones, Daniel Cormier, and it's like, oh, I want to be that guy. Very few people realize to get there, it's not a pretty road. It's not a glorious road. Obviously, as an amateur, you're not really making money on fighting. You're getting punched in the face. You're training. You're doing all this crazy hours just to try to go and get more fights in, try to chase after your dream. When you go to the professional level, until you're maybe in the UFC or some bigger promotions, the low regional promotions, they don't pay that much. There's a lot of sacrifices. People have full-time jobs, people have kids, people have families, a lot of stuff to do. How do you get through the sacrifices, and what's going to motivate you to get through it?
Doing this and putting 100% of effort into it definitely sacrifices with friends and family, spending time with them. Also, like you said, the 9-to-5 job, it kind of gets in the way, but I guess it depends on like how bad you want it, you know. Do you really want it? Do you really want to get to that big stage, to the next level? And I feel like that's what I am, ready.
So what else do you do? What do you do for 9 to 5?
I work at Gulfstream right now, mechanic.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. What do they think of
Good
your
job.
career?
Work with, man.
Do they get a kick out of you being a professional cage fighter? Well, almost.
Oh yeah, love it. They always ask me about it, telling me send them the link to the fight, man, if they're not able to make it. One of my coworkers actually did come out to my first fight, so it's very heartwarming that they love what I do, man, on the side.
That's amazing. What is the ultimate dream for you, Mitchell? What do you want to accomplish out of this?
To become one of the best fighter that I can be mentally to myself, and also, man, make it to that big stage, to the big leagues, fight the big names, and make people proud that believed in me in the beginning.
You know, obviously, you've had a couple contests. You've done a lot of training. Do you feel that fighting is more mental than it is physical?
Of course, yes, it's very mental. You got to have a confident mind, but not overly confident, alert, like sharp. Yes, it's very mental. You know, you can't let the nerves overcome you. You got to kind of embrace them. And yeah, it's very mental for sure.
What is it like for you knowing that you're about to fight? What are the nerves? When do you feel it? Do you feel it the day before? Do you feel it an hour before the fight? Do you not feel it at all?
Good question. Yeah, I do feel it a day before, you know, but I don't let it, like I said, I don't let it overcome me. Like I embrace the nerves, embrace the feeling, embrace everybody that's around me. When it's a good vibe before you fight, with the coaches supporting you, backing you, you know, it's a good feeling before you walk out in the cage. Just don't. I'm not gonna crumble under the pressure. Never.
So obviously you're fighting once again Conflict MMA. When you look at some of the fights that have been on Conflict MMA, they've had some great fighters. A lot of guys who have been in the UFC. You know, Malcolm Wellmaker, guy who just fought for Conflict last year. He's about to be on the Dana White Contender Series in a couple months. Overall, what do you think of that platform? What do you think of the promotion, and how do you think it's going to help you get there as well?
Even though I'm new in the game, I can very tell that Jared's done a great job with the promotion, great job of making matchups, matching me up, you know, and seeing great fighters like Malcolm Wellmaker do his thing. You know, I wish I would have met him before. I didn't get to meet him yet, but see him doing things, it's very inspiring and makes me very confident in my skills too.
You know, obviously in the area we're in, I'm over in Bluffton, South Carolina area. You're a little near Pooler, Savannah area over in Guyton. Mixed martial arts, the presence in this area, it's around, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's quite mainstream yet. You know, we're still growing it. There's great gyms, you know, Icebox, Chris's gym out there is doing great things. How important do you think it is for, you know, gyms like that to help grow this sport and allow people to really realize what mixed martial arts is?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Especially when it is not that popular down here, you know, but the gym is growing in numbers and in size, man. And, you know, having people come in, like new people, you know what I'm saying? Most people are usually scared with the mixed martial arts, but it's like, we're coming in heartwarming, open arms, want you to learn new things, want you to be great mentally. And one thing I can say that fighting done for me has always kept me calm in different situations, helped me mentally clear my head with stress, man. And I feel like it's a sport that everybody should try. Not even just fighting, but just wanting to train.
Mixed martial arts in this day and age is very mainstream. Obviously, it's on ESPN. You have all these different shows, bare knuckle. 15, 20 years ago, when I first started watching this stuff, people thought this was the Wild Wild West. They thought this was barbaric. It was crazy. Do you ever still run into people who have maybe the bad misconceptions of what professional fighting and mixed martial arts is?
All the time, bro. All the time. They always say, what would they do if they got into that occasion? But it's not what you think it is. Trust me, it's not what you think it is.
When you first told people you wanted to fight, what was the reactions like?
Man, my mom was like, what? She didn't. She was very nervous of me doing it, and my sister. My dad a little laid back, but I can tell he was nervous too. But some people were like shocked because I'm kind of like a nice guy, chill, always happy. Some people were shocked, but yeah, everybody was happy that I was doing it though. Once I started getting more wins under my belt.
Before we finish up here, let's break it back out to the fight on Saturday. So you're taking on Tyler Thackston. Overall, Mitchell, what do you think of him as an opponent?
He's a great opponent. I'm not going to underestimate him. I know he had a little rocky year in the beginning, but I feel like I'm going to get the win anyway and take him out.
This is against a guy, he's got some experience on you. I think this is his 5th or his 6th professional, or not professional, but amateur contest. A little more octagon time. But for you, do you find that as a challenge? Do you find it exciting? Do you enjoy that he has a little more experience?
Of course, every fight is a challenge. And I enjoy it because it's a challenge for me to overcome, and I've worked hard for it. So, yeah, of course.
Now, how do you feel like this one could go? Do you think in the world here, could we see you guys both standing in this 3-round dogfight?
You can never tell when a fight is about. You can never tell when you're about to go in that case. So, who knows, man? Who knows what the future holds? Just know I'm ready to fight.
All right, Mitchell, last question for you, man. In a perfect world, what happens when you take on Tyler Thackston Saturday night at Conflict MMA in Charleston, South Carolina?
Get my hand raised and celebrate with my teammates.
All right, Mitchell, I wish you nothing but the best, man. I'm excited to watch you fight and see you again in person on Saturday.
I also, too, want to give a shout-out to Icebox sponsors, Ben Rose Trucking, KB West Trucking, Ridgewood Roofing. Ben Rose Trucking. Also, Silverback Electric, Commissioning Services, KSM, shout out Coach Chris, and T-Rex Graphics. Shout out to the sponsors for supporting us on this journey that we on.